Hey, everybody. My name is Kim Danke. I am the Shibboleth new member fast track instructor, and I thank you so very, very much for being here with me tonight on a Sunday night. It's going to be an awesome time of learning the basics of the Shibboleth lifestyle. You're actually going to hear what the beginnings of the secrets of weight loss are going to be tonight, and it's going to be exciting info. If you are with me here on Facebook, please take a second to give me a few hearts, just like somebody did. Thank you for that. And say hello. And if you're not hanging out with me, it's okay. If you know what you're doing, just give us a hi. And you could even share if you wanted some of your friends to possibly know what you know about the secrets of weight loss. Y'all, please bear with me and the way my hair looks. Again, I was outside today and have just gotten a shower before I came here. And if you're with me in the Zoom room, please find where your chat button is. Once you find your chat button, please click where it says all panelists and then choose the option for all panelists and attendees. So choose that option. And then if you're chatting, look next to your name, make sure it says all panelists and attendees. And if it doesn't yet, you can choose that option. Hey, Nicole. Hey, Jackie and Nicole. Yay, are y'all together? That's awesome. That is awesome. Hey, Darlene, glad you're here. And Daisy from Missouri Ozarks. Fun. That's awesome. It's awesome, Daisy. Thank you. Hey, Gina. And we've got Sandy from St. John's, Florida. Welcome. I love knowing we've got people from all over the country. Hey, Brenda. Brenda, getting a refresher. Brenda is from Kennesaw. Welcome. Hey, Jean Day, I'm glad you're here, Jean. I see your hand raised. And Odessa from Mississippi, welcome. And Sue from Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Oh my goodness, I love this. I love it. Awesome. Y'all are in the right place. Cheryl, thank you. Thank you, girl. I appreciate that. She says, wet hair, no makeup. Love it. Yep. Hey, Patty, glad you're here. Sheila Stevens from Ellijay, Georgia is here with us tonight. Welcome, everyone. Cheryl is from Ackworth, working on getting back into EFB, baby, after an unplanned holomeal last night. Yes, yes. Well, thankfully, we have a plan now. Let's see, we've got Jessica with us from Pennsylvania. Now, you Pennsylvania folks, are y'all friends with Tabitha? I'm just curious if you're friends with Tabitha or not. Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and get started. Yeah, I figured that's awesome. That's awesome. She's had such great success and loves people. And so she's sharing the secrets with everybody. That's awesome, Daisy. Awesome. Hey, Becky Dobbs, glad that you're here. Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. Okay, I'm going to share my screen and we are going to use this PowerPoint. Now, you will have access to this PowerPoint after tonight, okay? And this PowerPoint is just basically the basics of Shibboleth. What do you need to do each day to get the success that you're looking for? That's what we're doing right here. Okay, so this is a lifestyle, not a diet. The first three letters in the word diet spell die. And we can't keep up with diets, okay? But you can keep up with a lifestyle. The reason you can keep up with a lifestyle is because it is something that is practical, sustainable, and fun. That's what we've got right here. And life is fun. And we're going to make it even more fun by learning how to manage this very, very important thing of nutrition and weight and wellness. It's going to be awesome, y'all. Y'all are on the great adventure with us. So what I'm going to teach tonight are the terms that we use, the things that we say, like if you're reading a post and you're thinking, what is this person saying? You're going to know after you've been through tonight, okay? And then if you'll spend the whole rest of the week with me, if you're able to at 7:30 each night, you're going to have this thing down. It is really not that hard. It's really not that hard. So we're going to go over some terms tonight and the basics of the lifestyle. So the basics are there are two modes in Shibboleth. You are either in weight loss mode or maintenance mode. There are three differences between the two modes. One, the number of holidays that you can use in a calendar month. 2, how you eat fruit. And 3, your mindset. So there's just 3 differences. Number of holidays, how you eat fruit. I know that sounds funny, doesn't it? And your mindset. So there are also 2 types of days. 2 types of days. We either have a perfect day or a holiday. Now, in the world that we live in, I am sure that you have heard the word cheat day. Well, we don't call it that, okay? Because now I'm a school teacher and a principal, I'm an educator. I actually do not like cheating. So we don't call it cheating, we call it a holiday. There is no reason to put a negative connotation around food, okay? We just call it a holiday. It's a day where we're letting our hair down, where we're not doing the exact things that it's going to take to get us the results that we want. So that's just what we call a holiday, all right? A perfect day is that day where you got all the plates spinning, you're doing the right thing to get it all together. That's a perfect day. Now, when you go to journal for the very first time and you click on that little drop down menu, you may see like 10 different types of days. And you're going to think, but Kim said there was 2 types of days. Well, just know that every other day on there that's listed is just a version of a perfect day. It's just more advanced learning. And in the beginning, I want you to put blinders on, forget about all those other types of days. Don't concern yourself with them. Get living the lifestyle down. We're going to do perfect day or holiday, perfect day or holiday. And then when you get ready, if you want to bring one of those other types of days in, you can learn about it and then you can advance your knowledge at that time. Okay. But in the beginning, keep it very simple, perfect day or holiday. How many holidays can you have in a calendar month? Well, when you are in weight loss mode, you can use up to 6 holidays in a calendar month. 6. Once you get to maintenance, you can use up to 12 holidays in a calendar month. Now, this month, this fast track week that we're starting tonight, anytime I talk about holidays, it's always going to be just 6, okay? But I want you to know about the 12 because that's a reason to get to maintenance. That's a fun little thing about getting to maintenance. But in weight loss mode, we're trying to achieve the dream. We want the results and we got to protect the dream. And 6 holidays or less will help you protect the dream. Okay. Yes. Michelle says days are perfect or holiday. That's right. Thank you, Michelle. Glad to have you here. So, how do I have a perfect day? You follow the Shibboleth shield. After 2 perfect days, you get into EFB, baby, efficient fat burning. Okay. Now that is, I mean, doesn't that sound great? We don't have to be in we don't have to get into ketosis. We don't have to do anything like that. If we just do these things, our body is going to get into a state where it efficiently burns fat. Yay, that's awesome. So these 5 things that I'm going to go over, we call this the Shibboleth shield. Shibboleth shield. Awesome. And then number 1 is water. Number 2 is journal. Number 3 is combinations. Number 4 is portions. And number 5 is timing. And we're going to go over each one of those individually, okay? Component number 1 of the shield is to drink your water. You want to get in at least half a gallon of water each day, but shooting for a gallon. Okay. So half a gallon is 64 ounces. And really, it would just be like 4 of these regular water bottles. Okay. But try to shoot for 8 of them if possible. That'd be 128 ounces. Let me just say, when you are drinking water, your mind is more mentally satisfied and your body is more physically satisfied. A dehydrated body will not efficiently give up fat or waste. And we need both of those things to be moving out of our body on a regular basis, and water helps that. So you got to get your water in every single day. And then component number 2 of the shield is to journal. We're going to journal daily. If you bite it, you write it. If you nibble it, you scribble it. If you drink it, you ink it. And if you hog it, you log it, okay? We're going to write down absolutely everything that we eat. You are now a citizen of planet Shibboleth, and there are no idle bites on planet Shibboleth. If it's going to go in here, you write it down. And I would highly suggest that you write it down before you eat it, because if you're going to make a bad decision, but you know you've got to write it down, it actually will pause you and stop you long enough to help you think, why? Why am I going to make this decision? Why am I going to ruin a perfect day I've already got going? And it's enough of a pause to help you make a good decision. So we're going to write down everything that we eat, okay? Number 3, we are going to eat properly combined meals. Secret alert right here. This is the secret. We're going to talk more about it later, but this is the secret. Eating in a way that controls insulin, aka the fat bus, is the secret. All right. We're going to eat properly combined meals so that we keep away the fat bus. Now, one of the funniest things I've ever heard anybody say was Patty Bass. She said, I've been riding the fat bus for way too long. It was time to get off of that thing. That was funny, Patty. Let's see, Louie, where do I go to read up about this? Interesting. Well, you stay right here with me, or you go to shibbolethdeals.com. Shibbolethdeals.com, and you can scroll and read, and there's all that detail right there. Okay, so shibbolethdeals.com. And Luann, if you are not a member yet, currently we are running a lifetime membership for only $69, and there is nothing else to ever purchase from us. We aren't like selling products after. So all you're paying for is a membership, and you get access to all the education that you need. You get a food library, a recipe library, and a restaurant guide. It will be the best deal you've ever done for yourself, Luann. Yay. Thank you, Patty. There's the link for you, Luann. Awesome. Thank you, Michelle. Okay, now this one, this secret right here that we're going to talk about, this is kind of biggie, okay? Thank you, Sheila. Thank you. This is a biggie. In fact, I'm going to use one more slide tonight to kind of go over this, but tomorrow night there's one full hour on this topic of food combining tomorrow night. So make sure you come back for that. It's important. Component number 4 of the shield is portions. We're going to eat properly portioned meals from a 6 to 8 inch plate using the 2-hand rule. So if you have an 8-inch plate, we're not talking the 2-inch rim around the edge. We're really talking that center part. But no matter what size plate you have, you're going to use your 2 hands. You close your fingers up. You move your thumbs out of the way. You simply put your hands together as close as possible. You then lower your hands down over your food, and then you look. If you can't see your food, then you've properly portion controlled. Now, here's why this is so important. This is going to help you get into a calorie deficit. All right. Now, if you're writing notes, please write this down. There are 3,500 calories, 3,500 calories in 1 pound of fat. In order to lose or burn off 1 pound of fat, you've got to be in at least a 3,500 calorie deficit. We don't really count calories on Shibboleth. We properly portion and we properly combine. Boom, it works. Okay. So we got to use the portion control for that. So now, very quickly, I've gone over water. That's not hard to know. Got to get your water in. Journal. That's not hard to know. Got to write down your foods. Eating in a way that controls insulin, the combinations, it's also not hard, but you do need to spend some time with me figuring out which foods you like in all the categories so that you'll know how to put them together. Number 4, portions, not hard. Don't eat more than what fits underneath your 2 hands. Those are the 4 things that you need to do every single day in order to say that you have had a perfect day. But the next component that I go over is also very, very important. It's just there to help us optimize all the other things that we're doing. Okay. So we call it timing. So component number 5 of the Shibboleth Shield is timing. Timing is about really how often you're going to eat. Okay. So you can eat up to 3 meals a day. Have you ever heard that you should eat 5 or 6 small meals a day? Myth. Myth. It is not true. We do not need to eat 5 or 6 small meals a day. In fact, we are eating so often that we are overworking the digestive system. You know, there's a lot of digestive issues out there, and it's because we are never giving our body a break from digesting. But you can do up to 3 meals a day. Now, sometimes I have people say, I don't like to eat breakfast. Do I have to eat breakfast? Nope, you do not have to eat breakfast. That's totally fine. But you just don't want to go more than 3 meals a day. All right. It is best if you have them 4 to 6 hours apart. But let's say that you eat breakfast and then you were going to eat lunch at noon to get, 4 to 6 hours. Let's just say you ate before 8 o'clock and then you were going to eat lunch at noon, but then all of a sudden life changed and you ate at 11 and you only had like 3 hours between it. That's okay. That's okay. That's not going to keep you from having a perfect day if you ate a properly combined and properly portioned meal. Okay, but the 4 to 6 hours apart is for optimization. Now, yes, Gloria says timing for her is critical. Yeah, we got to make sure that we give our body that break from digesting food. Now, Travis, our founder, he realizes that he's working with folks that have been coming off of probably grazing. Grazing is a big habit here in the United States, probably coming off of some grazing, and we might have those moments where we feel like we're going to give in to a bit of mental weakness. And when that happens, we can utilize something called freebies, an extra, or a snack. All right. Freebies are technically unlimited, but I don't like to think of them that way because we don't just need to be eating all day. All right. And an extra, I just like to say it's something a little extra, or a snack. Obviously, we all know what a snack is. Okay. But all these things would need to be approved and they would be in our approved food library. And we've got listings for freebies, listings for extras, listings for snacks. You would not want more than one extra in a day, and you would not want more than one snack in a day. Okay. Keep in mind, though, that we are trying to stop grazing. So I have another little tool right over here, cow. Okay. A cow has a stomach that is divided into 4 chambers, and he was designed for grazing. A human does not have a stomach with 4 chambers, and we were not designed for grazing. So we need to back off of that habit of grazing. Now, what I want to say about this in all of the freebies, extras, and snacks is, let's say that you eat breakfast and then mid-morning you have an extra, and then you have lunch, mid-afternoon you have a snack, and then you eat dinner, and then at night you eat freebies. What does that really look like? What does that really look like, y'all? Looks like, I know somebody will type it in. What's it look like? Grazing. That's right, Brenda. It looks like grazing. Yes, Michelle. Definitely looks like extra calories, Sandy. That's another great way to think about it, because that's not going to help you get into a 3,500 calorie deficit any easier, is it, Sandy? So great job. And Patty said it looks like 6 eating episodes. Sheila said it looks like 7 eating episodes. Yes, it's too much. But if you did that, can I just tell you, that would still be a good Shibboleth perfect day. It would still be a Shibboleth perfect day. Yeah, Becky. Yeah. She says it'd be grazing for sure, my old habit. Now, let's say that you then say, okay, I don't want to do that. Let me have 3 meals and I'm just going to have a freebie if I need it. That would be a better Shibboleth perfect day. But then if you just go to 3 meals, or as you'll learn, we kind of call it eating episodes. You'll learn more about that later on. But 3 meals, if you just did 3 meals, Even if it was 2 meals and a snack, really just 3 eating episodes, that would be one of the best Shibboleth perfect days. Okay. So there's good, better, and best in the day. And I like that because not every single day that we wake up and move forward is it going to be the exact same. Okay. So there's some variation in there, which is a good thing. It's a good thing because all of our days can be different. But here's the thing, you don't want to eat more than one extra in a snack. You don't want to eat more than one extra in a day. You don't want to have more than one snack in a day. You don't want to have more than 3 meals in a day. Okay, so if you did have more than that, then you would not be having a perfect day anymore because really you'd be going over your portions, which is component number four, and you have to hit that one to have a perfect day. Does that make sense, everybody? Y'all give me some thumbs up if this is all making sense. Now, I have just told you, I have just given you, thank you, Becky. I have just given you the 5 concrete things, thank you, Sheila, that you need to do every single day. And there is no reason that y'all can't start these all tomorrow. Thank you for those thumbs up on Facebook. Thank you, Veranda, too. Okay, you can start those tomorrow. You get all those things going tomorrow, you are going to have wonderful, wonderful success. Even if you're like, I don't even know if I got this combination right, but I was trying my best. And then let's say you found out it wasn't quite right, it's still going to be all right. Angelia, my doctor wants me to do ketosis because my A1C was a little higher than preferred. You don't need to do ketosis. You don't need to. You do this, Angelia, that A1C will correct itself. The ketosis is not necessarily going to help you with that. This will. The ketosis might help you with that, Angelia. But if you'll do this, and you'll do this for at least a week, then retest your A1C, it'll already be correcting itself. After 2 perfect Shibboleth days, you should be even better. Ketosis is harder and harder to get into every single time, y'all. I've never done it, but that's what I hear. But yeah, this Angelia, a lot of doctors send their patients to us. Yes, Angelia, a lot of doctors send their patients to us for help with this. So you just do this. You'll be good. You'll be all good. I promise you. Okay. All right. Now, Angelia, with that said, we are not doctors and everything, but we have had a lot of patients with a lot of success over this. I mean, a lot of members have a lot of success over that, and it will be easier. You actually get bread on this, Angelia, if you like bread. Cheryl says that Travis Martin's diabetes went into remission, and many, many other members have had the same results. So we're getting, that's on Facebook that's being said right now too. We get Angelia. Patty Bass says, get excited, this works. 90 pounds gone since October 2020, and her A1C corrected and is perfect now. That was for you, Angelia, okay? Yep, people coming off lots of meds. Yes. Yes. Oh, yeah. Just stick with this, Angelia. You're good. You're good. You're good. I mean, if for some reason this didn't work, then you could try that. But this will work if you do this right. This will work. Okay. So we've just been over the 5 things that it takes to have a perfect day. After 2 perfect days, your blood sugar should be in good shape. I mean, now you want to keep it steady. You got to keep doing it to maintain. And sweet Cheryl on Facebook, Angelia, is giving you prayer hands and a heart. Okay. You can do it. You can do it. Okay. So in order to learn how you put together a properly combined meal, you need to know that there are 7 categories of food. All whole foods that roam the earth and grow on the earth go into these categories, and some also manufactured foods go into these categories. Okay, you're welcome. Okay, so category 1 is a lean protein, or LP. Category 2 is fibrous carbs, FC. Category 3, energy carbs, or EC. Category 4, protein plus fat, or PF. Category 5, fruit, FR, also known as antioxidant carb, AC. Category 6, superfood, SF. Category 7, shellfish, SHF. which is really just a lean protein. So if you're taking notes, do me a favor, go ahead and write at the top of a piece of paper numbers 1 through 7 at the top. Just write 1 through 7. Now, if numbers bother you, I've had people say before, hey, I don't understand all these numbers and these plus signs and all that. We're not doing math here. We are not doing math. The numbers are just there so that we can get more information on a chart. And I'm going to teach you how to read this chart, okay? And then we use the abbreviations too. But then if you want to call it lean protein because you can understand that better, just do that, okay? And so when you look over here at these combination charts, let's look at this blue column. This blue column, see this very first meal suggestion? This says, I'm going to read it like you would read it. Right here, this says category 1, lean protein, eaten with, that plus sign just means eaten with. Category 6, superfood, eaten with. Category 2, fibrous carb. So that might look like chicken breast, black beans, and green beans. That's what that might look like. So simple, so simple. And then let's come over here to this yellow column. That means category 4, protein plus fat, eaten with. Category 2, fibrous carb. That might be steak and broccoli. Then we come over here, and this one says, I'm going to read this fourth one. Category 1, lean protein, eaten with a category 2, fibrous carb. And that plus sign means cooked in, just because I know what's coming next. MCT. MCT stands for medium chain triglyceride. And medium chain triglyceride is an oil, and we're going to talk about that on 2 slides from now, okay? So this blue column is great weight loss. I mean, it's fast weight loss because it's different than what you're doing now, and all of these are controlling insulin. All of these are controlling insulin. Eating like this will help improve that A1C. This is fast weight loss. This yellow column is even faster weight loss. And this red column, you are blowtorching fat like you'd blowtorch butter. It's coming off, flaking off, burning off, dropping off every single day, staying right here in this column. Now, I don't expect that you're going to stay in that column, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, 3 meals a day, 7 days a week. So if you pop around in these two, most often, and then add one of those in every so often, that's a nice little variety, okay? But all of them will work, and you can be in any of them, even from the beginning. You can eat in any of these, okay? Now, if you just now wrote 1 through 7 on a piece of paper, I want you to circle the next 5 numbers that I call out. Circle number 1, lean protein. Number 2, fibrous carb. Number 4, protein plus fat. Number 6, superfood. And number 7, shellfish. So the only 2 that you should not have circled were number 3 and number 5. Those should not be circled. All right, the ones that you have circled are ones that can actually be eaten alone. You don't even have to combine them. They can be eaten all by themselves. The reason it's important to know that is because we teach you how to eat in all different situations, okay? Because not every eating situation that you're going to come upon in your life is going to be you're in complete control of it. Because sometimes you go to a luncheon, sometimes you go to somebody's house, sometimes you find yourself at a restaurant that you didn't know you were going to do that day, and you're like, I got to figure out what to do. We're going to teach you how to do the right thing at all of these different places. Hey, Christine, glad you're here. So you can even eat those all by themselves. Now, the ones that we did not circle, the energy carb and the fruit, those 2 must be eaten with a lean protein, either from category 1 or category 7, because remember, shellfish is really just a lean protein, and a fibrous carb. So say that you want to eat an energy carb. Let's say that you like corn, okay? And you say, I'm going to have corn. About a 1/4 cup of corn is plenty because we're trying to fit it underneath our hands, okay? So our corn will sit about right there. And you must eat it with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. So let's just put chicken breast here and green beans here. Very simple, simple classic plate. Okay. So we've got our corn. Now, wake up. If y'all fell asleep on me, which I don't think that you did, but if you did, wake up now, because this is the science behind what's happening. The corn is going to elevate your blood sugar. That's just what corn does. Your pancreas is going to secrete insulin. But now that you know that you should be eating in a way that controls insulin, you've put it together with chicken breast and green beans. Sandy, I'll answer that in just a second. Great questions. Chicken breast and green beans. So here's what happens. You eat the corn. Your thank you, Peggy. That's funny. You eat the corn, your blood sugar elevates, your pancreas secretes insulin. The protein in the chicken breast that you ate with it and the fiber in the green beans that you ate with it are going to neutralize the insulin release that came out because of the corn. You just used food as your medicine. Y'all, this is exciting. This is exciting. Now, also, you ate about a quarter cup of corn. You didn't overeat corn. Okay. If you go down to Ray's on the River in Atlanta and you order the 1 pound potato and you think you're going to offset that with some chicken breast and green beans, I'm sorry, that was a 1 pound potato. Okay. If you're going to eat a potato the size of your head, you cannot eat it's too much. It's way too much. You've overeaten at that point, and it's kind of hard to control. Okay. And so that's the secret. See, simple. That is the secret. Now think about this meal too. Corn, there's really no fat in corn, but it is the catalyst to fat storage. I'm gonna go over an example in just a second to explain that. And in a lean protein, there's really no fat there. And in that green beans, there's really no fat there. So you had a little bit of insulin release from the corn. Remember, we call insulin the fat bus because insulin is a growth hormone. Insulin is a growth hormone that is focused on fat storage. So if you have insulin come out when you're eating food and you have fat in that same meal, it's going to get stored. But there was no fat in that meal, so it didn't get stored. This is amazing. Yes, Sheila says exercise on your plate with good food combos. Okay. Patty says, I'm never riding that fat bus again. Okay, Sandy asked, why aren't number 3 and number 5 on the chart anywhere? Because in your first week, your first 7 to 10 days, if you choose, you don't have to, but if you choose to leave those out, you're going to have even better results. But Sandy, on I think Thursday or Friday night, I can't remember, Thursday or Friday night, I'm going to be going over my favorite combination chart. Please know that this is not the only combination chart that you're going to have. You'll have more than this one. And it does have 3s and 5s on it. This one is just to kind of give you your best results in the first 7 to 10 days. But you can have 3s and 5s. Even from the beginning, Sandy, you can have 3s and 5s. It's just on a different chart. Yes, you're welcome. You're welcome. Okay. So let's talk about fruit. Remember when in the beginning of this webinar, how I said that one of the differences between weight loss and maintenance is how you eat fruit. In weight loss mode, you are eating, in weight loss mode, we must combine fruit properly, okay? We must combine fruit properly in weight loss mode. But once you get to maintenance, you can have fruit as a snack by itself if you want to. Now, if you're eating it with a meal on a perfect day, you should still combine it properly. But if you're just wanting piece of fruit as a snack and maintenance, you can do that. But when you get to maintenance, see, weight loss and maintenance are two different nutritional situations that our bodies are in. If you are in weight loss mode, you've got to highly control that insulin in order to achieve your goals. Once you get to maintenance, you don't have a lot of excess fat to get off. And if you wanted to have a piece of fruit as a snack, it's really not going to affect you. Okay. You're going to be okay. All right. So that's the difference between when you eat fruit. Now, think about this. I talked to a member the other day and she said, "Oh, I go to watermelon. It's my go-to for everything. I can eat like half a watermelon in 2 days." Well, she hadn't learned Shibboleth yet. And I said, "Oh," I said, "we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that." But see, she was coming off of another lifestyle that said that you could do those as much as you wanted to. And I told her, I said, you know, fruit is good for you. Look, we call it an antioxidant carb. Antioxidants are good for you because they go around and pick up free radicals in your body, and it's a good thing. But if we are in the nutritional situation that we need to lose excess body weight, then we must treat fruit properly. Fruit still has fructose in it. Fructose is still a natural sugar. And when you eat it, it still elevates your blood sugar. Your pancreas still secretes insulin, and insulin, whether it came out because of corn or whether it came out because of fruit, it's still a fast storage hormone. Okay. So we've got to treat fruit properly in weight loss. Okay. Now let's talk about a protein plus fat and what you should not eat it with. Because what I went over just a second ago was that you need to eat energy carbs with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. And you need to eat fruit with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. But when it comes to a protein plus fat, there's that word, fat, not a bad word. Do you know that our body actually needs fats for certain functions? And if we eat fat in a way that is portion controlled, our body will use it up as energy and it will dissipate as heat. It'll go away. It'll get used up and go away. Now, if you overeat it, it just gets there because we can't burn it off and everything. But anyway, protein plus fat. What we are not going to eat with a protein plus fat is foods that bring an insulin release. Reason being, insulin is a fat storage hormone. So if you eat foods that bring an insulin release and you have fat in your system at the same time, it's going to go gather it up. That's why it's called the fat bus. So imagine school's about to start here in the South. School's about to start, not tomorrow, but next Monday. These little kids are going to be out at the front of their home, at the end of their driveway. They're going to be at the front of their neighborhoods. And the big yellow bus is going to come by and pick them up, and the bus is going to take them to their destination. It's going to take them to the school. Insulin is the fat bus. If insulin is out in your system and fat is out in your system, that little yellow bus is going to go around and pick up all the fat and take it to its destination, butt and gut, and we don't want it there. Okay. So we're going to control that insulin. Okay. So Nicole, can you have fruit as a snack on weight loss mode? You cannot. You cannot. Only in maintenance can you have fruit as a snack. In weight loss mode, fruit must be combined with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. Okay, so the foods that bring an insulin release are energy carbs, which are your number 3s, fruit, which is number 5, and superfood, which is number 6. Now, let me explain that one. In a superfood, there are all 4 macronutrients. And y'all can write that down too if you want to. I ask a lot of questions tomorrow night that I'm telling you the answers to tonight, and I love feedback. There's all 4 macronutrients in superfood. So there's water in it, there's protein, there's fat, and there's carbs. Carbs. Okay, but now look, I want you to see something. See that word carbs? This says carbs, but it's not the kind of carb that's going to bring an insulin release. It's a fibrous one, okay? So let's say that corn that I gave an example of a second ago, and that you eat it with a steak, okay? Because steak is a protein plus fat. Robert says there's been no mention of an MR, meal replacement. Am I able to eat this week? Yes. Yes, Robert, you can. And look right here on the yellow. I didn't mention it, Robert, but look right here. In the yellow column, the very bottom one is MR, meal replacement. And if you happen to be looking in the food library already, the -2 and -3 on the weight loss meter are the best meal replacements for weight loss, Robert. Awesome, Michelle. Thank you. You're welcome. In fact, Robert, I'm a pretty big meal replacement person myself. I like them. Okay. And so let's say that you eat corn with steak. Corn, it doesn't have really fat in it, but it's going to elevate your blood sugar. Your pancreas is going to secrete insulin. And if you eat it with a steak, it's going to capture the fat that's in the steak. So you just wouldn't put that combo together. What you would say is it the corn that's more important in this situation? Because if it's the corn that you're really craving, then you're going to put it with a lean protein and a fibrous carb. But if it's the steak that you're really wanting, just put it with put it with a fibrous carb. Okay, green beans, broccoli, cauliflower, asparagus, a side salad, something like that. Okay, Veranda, how many days a week can you eat fish or category 7? As many as you want to. As many as you want to, because those are really good for weight loss. All fish is a category 1, and all category 7s are just lean protein. So you are listing out lean proteins. You can have as many as you want to, as often as you want to. Okay. All right. So we're going to learn more about this tomorrow night too. There's 1 full hour tomorrow night at 7:30 Eastern time on this subject. All right. So let's recap kind of quick. Category 1, lean protein, and category 7, shellfish. Eaten with a category 2, fibrous carb, cooked up in MCT oil, which we're going to go over on the next slide, are the fastest fat-burning combinations. If you want to eat a 3, which is an energy carb, or a 5, which is fruit, you must eat it with a lean protein, which can come from category 1 or category 7, and a fibrous carb. Michelle, would you answer Sheila's question for me? Thank you. And then I love being able to do that. Thank you for your help, Michelle. And then we just don't eat category 4s with fruits. Energy carbs, fruits, or superfoods. So the category 4s have the protein plus fat. We don't want to eat that with things that bring an insulin release. And that's these 3 categories, okay? And then, this is very important. All meat at a restaurant should be considered a category 4. Now, think about this. Why would all meat at a restaurant be considered a category 4? Category 4 is a protein plus fat. And when we cook at home a chicken breast, it's a category 1 lean protein, right? Because we're going to cook it properly in the right oil and everything. But when you go to a restaurant, they're not cooking it in MCT oil, okay? They are cooking it in olive oil, canola oil, vegetable oil, and things like that. So basically, thank you. Thank you, Brenda. That's right, Becky. That's right, because we don't know what it's cooked in. So all meat at a restaurant is a category 4. That keeps you safe at restaurants because then you know, well, I'm not going to order it with energy, carbs, fruit, or superfoods. It's going to lead you to order it with a category 2 fibrous carb. Patty Bass has given Rhonda some advice, but not fried fish, Rhonda. Like you wouldn't go to the catfish house and get fried fish. Oh, you're welcome, Sheila. You're welcome. Thank you. And Lynn, so can you use olive oil Pam spray when you cook? Yes, yes, you can. I'm going to go over that actually right now. Okay. One of the things that you're going to find out about Shibboleth, what we are doing is what we call simple swaps. Maybe the bread that you're buying at the grocery store doesn't work. It's not approved. You simply swap it for a bread that will work. An approved bread, we've already looked at the nutrition, we've already told you what category it is, and it'll be right there in the food library for you. Then maybe you're buying the wrong tortilla. You just simply swap it. Maybe you're buying the wrong condiments. You simply swap it. Then maybe you're eating the wrong combinations of food together. You simply swap it. This is a major simple swap. We're going to swap out the oils that we're using. Our number 1 most recommended oil is 100% MCT oil. Michelle, I was wondering where you were. Thank you. 100% MCT oil. MCT stands for medium chain triglyceride. Medium chain triglyceride. A medium chain triglyceride has almost no propensity to be stored on the body as fat. Let me just say that again. Medium chain triglyceride has almost no propensity to be stored on the body as fat. All I have to say to that is amen, hallelujah. I'm all into that. But now let me tell you what an LCT is. Long chain triglyceride. That's olive oil, canola oil, vegetable oil, the other oils. They have a great propensity to be stored on the body as fat. Couple of reasons. They're a different makeup. They're longer. They're all fat lipids, but the long chain triglycerides are longer fat lipids, and they're more dense too. Let's imagine that you've got a candle wick that's a long one, and then you got a candle wick that's a short one. If you lit both of them, the short one's going to burn up faster. That's why this medium chain triglyceride burns up faster. So this is why it has almost no propensity to be stored on the body as fat, and it breaks down quicker. So that's why 100% MCT oil is best. So if you don't have any MCT oil this week or 100% MCT oil, you could use coconut oil if you wanted to. Now keep in mind, coconut oil is 66% MCTs. It's not 100%, but it's 66. You can also use ghee butter, Ghee, ghee butter. Now what that is, that's butter. It's just been clarified. Now what that means is they are clarifying and pulling out all of the milk solids. And once the milk solids have been pulled out, you have the natural healthy fat left. That's about 40% MCTs. And then the last thing is 0-calorie cooking spray. Now, no matter what the 0-calorie cooking spray says on it, maybe it says olive oil, maybe it says avocado oil or anything. 0-calorie cooking spray, no matter what it says on the spray bottle, will work. That's fine. Okay. Let me let JC out. Sorry about that. Okay, so this is the way I make a decision to use these. When I am cooking a lean protein, whether it comes from category 1 or category 7, I use MCT oil. Funny thing is, Patty, my husband had just let Daisy in here, and then she all of a sudden wanted back out. Daisy is my dog. If y'all watch me on the Shibby show in the mornings, Monday through Friday, you'll see Daisy sometimes. But when I am cooking a protein plus fat, see, it's already got fats in it. I don't need to add extra fats to it. Therefore, that's funny, Daisy. That's funny. Therefore, I don't need to add more fats to it. That's why I choose to use 0-calorie cooking spray. So I hope that makes sense. Now, what I really like about this is we kind of give you, everything that you need. Let's say that you like shellfish and you want to make shrimp scampi. You're probably going to use ghee butter to make that. And thank you, Patty. Thank you. And if you're going to dip crab legs in butter, you need to use ghee butter. If you want to dip lobster tail in butter, ghee butter. That's what you're going to use. Okay. Now, medium chain triglycerides, they burn up quickly. So when you're cooking, please cook on low to medium heat. Low to medium heat. Otherwise, it'll set off your smoke detector. And we don't want your smoke detector to go off while you're cooking. Okay. So low to medium heat. And then your amount is 1 tablespoon. You don't want more than a tablespoon on a serving, okay? Because 1 tablespoon of MCT oil still has 130 calories in it. But here it burns up quickly, so it's okay. See, 0-calorie cooking spray doesn't have any calories in it, where this one does. And so you might be wondering, why? Why would I choose to use medium chain triglyceride that's got 130 calories in it versus a 0-calorie cooking spray? Well, medium chain triglyceride has some muscle preserving effect, and we want to preserve muscle while we're losing weight. And hold on, I'm reading this. Oh, Sheila, Brenda, I think she meant macronutrients, Brenda. Okay, and then it has a metabolism building effect. What that means is it burns up like that. So when things happen fast, there's a heating up process and they'll burn a few little extra calories. So this is a good thing. Now, you're hearing me say good things about this MCT oil. What I don't want you to hear me say is that you need to get it in. You never need to get it in. It is not something that we take as a supplement. You really just use it for cooking, in recipes, and to make approved salad dressings. So I like to break it down into 3 reasons: cooking in a pot, a pan, a Pyrex dish in the oven, however you're cooking. A recipe when it's called for MCT oil, and approved salad dressings. If you're not using it for those 3 reasons, you don't need to get it in. So we're not going to take it as a supplement. We're not making bulletproof coffee. And we are not randomly adding it to shakes thinking it's going to help us burn calories. No, we only use it cooking, recipes, making approved salad dressings. All right. Okay. We are striving. Oh, let me say one more thing about that MCT oil. When you buy MCT oil, turn it around, look at the ingredients list, make sure that it says 100% medium chain triglycerides. If it says MCT oil on the front, but you flip it over and you look at the back and it says ingredients coconut oil, you're not getting 100% MCTs because coconut oil is 66% MCTs. You need to make sure that it is 100% MCT, okay? Okay. Now we're going to start wrapping this up. We've got 4 slides, but they go very quickly. I mentioned EFB in the beginning. EFB stands for efficient fat burning. So after 2 perfect days, your body gets into EFB. And I'm going to talk about this on Tuesday night, all right? We are striving for perfect days. But planned or unplanned, a holiday is coming. We are living life. There are birthdays, there are anniversaries, there are things to celebrate. There's actual holidays, but it's not 365 days out of the year, okay? So we just need to plan these out right. So we're striving for perfect days, but planned or unplanned, a holiday is coming. The way I like to do this is let's get an EFB streak. Let's string as many efficient fat burning days together as we can for best results. And then, planned or unplanned, a holiday is coming. After that holiday, get right back to business. String as many EFB days together as you can. And then, planned or unplanned, a holiday's coming. String as many. So you can see it's the cycle. It's just the cycle of life, okay? But now we know what to do on those days that aren't special. After a holiday, it takes 2 perfect days to get back into EFB. Y'all listen, this is very important. When we are in EFB, our body is going to burn fat, which is just stored energy. See, fat is just stored energy. We want to figure out how to access and use stored energy rather than giving our body easily accessible sources of energy, such as unapproved oils and starchy and sugary carbs. So while those 2 days, those first 2 perfect days, insulin is dissipating, we're using up all of our energy sources, and on that 3rd perfect day, your body, for the energy that it needs, is having to access stored energy. Amen. Hallelujah. You're burning off fat. That's a good thing. Then you just string as many of those you can together. All right. We're going to recap the fat bus. The fat bus is insulin. Insulin is a growth hormone. It's a fat storage hormone. Insulin also increases appetite. Have you ever eaten ice cream and then wanted chips and then wanted a cookie and then wanted a pickle and then you wanted to go back to ice cream and you're like, oh my goodness, what is going on? Insulin. It increases your appetite, sends it off the charts. After an insulin release, fat storage will occur for up to 48 hours, meaning you're out of efficient fat burning, hence the 2 days to get back into EFB. After the fat bus has been on its rounds, it takes 2 perfect days to get back into EFB. Okay, what are you going to eat this week? This whole week should really be about filling in the foods that you like under those 7 category listings that you wrote down. What are all the lean proteins that you like? What are all the fibrous carbs that you like? What are all the energy carbs that you like? The protein plus fats and so forth. Now, don't assume that you know what an item is. Always look it up in the food library, because sometimes we're pretty surprised. We're like, wait a minute, I thought that um, I thought English peas, because they were green, would be a fibrous carb when they're really an energy carb. So we got to look it up, make sure we have those right, but just make your favorite lists. But if you'll at least make a list of 7 favorite lean proteins and 7 favorite fibrous carbs, you put one from one list and one from the other list together and eat it, you're good to go. It's super simple. Just mix and match something. If you can get your hands on some MCT, cook it up in that, and you'll have your fastest fat burning combination. And throw in a few meal replacements for simplicity. See, not every single one of us are getting up and cooking breakfast every day, cooking lunch every day, cooking dinner every day. We're busy people. And so if we were eating Pop-Tarts before, we got to figure out what the void replacement is going to be for that Pop-Tart. If you were eating a Snickers at lunch, you got to figure out what the new thing is it was going to be for that. Okay. So that's where you're looking for your meal replacements are going to come in. And a Mighty Muffin one is really good. I did eat about 20 or more of those in my first 20 days. It was crazy, but they were good and they worked. And I lost 12.5 pounds in my first 20 days. So in the beginning, keep it super, super simple. And then as you continue to live the lifestyle, you'll branch out and you're going to go, oh, you can do that. Oh, I can make nachos. I can make spaghetti. I can make tacos. I can do all of these things. Yeah, it just might take you a second to figure out how to do it all. Okay. But we're going to help you learn how to do that. You just got to stay connected to us. And then you're going to learn about restaurants and all kinds of stuff. Okay. we have some amazing resources. If you are a Facebook user, we have Facebook support groups. When you go into Fast Track Lap 1, there's 4 Facebook things I want you to do, and you just do them and check them off. If you are not a Facebook user, just check them off anyway, okay? Because you wouldn't need to do them, but you do want your boxes checked. Then familiarize yourself with our awesome website. If you will spend every night this week with me at 7:30, I'm going to help you shorten your learning curve on learning and using some of the most popular tools and resources in your membership this week. I do want you to make a mentor appointment, but I don't want you to make it this week. What I really want you to do this week is focus on Fast Track. And then on Saturday night, we'll focus on getting that mentor appointment scheduled. Now, you can go ahead and schedule it. I just want you to schedule it for next week, not this upcoming week. Just because I want you to be able to believe in yourself that you can learn this. And when you have a conversation with a mentor, I want it to be a more intelligent conversation. And if you've spent some time in Fast Track this week, you're going to be able to understand what the mentors are saying better. You're going to have better questions to ask them and all kinds of stuff. So it is good to schedule a mentor appointment. I like for you to get to know the mentors, Joni, Missy, and Kim. I like for you to get to know the ladies who are going to be there for you when you've got questions. But I want you to focus on Fast Track this week. And my last bit of information about that is when you're reading documents that you might be looking at and printing off in Lap 1, that's where your welcome packet is, and all these super important documents are in Fast Track Lap 1. Read for understanding. See, when I was a school teacher, we taught the kids there's 2 types of reading for just quick info or reading for complete understanding. They are 2 different types of reading. I need you to read for understanding. It makes a big difference. So please read for understanding, okay? And then welcome. Welcome to the Shibboleth family. We are here for you. We are so glad that you have found this. It really is going to be life-changing. The last thing I want to say, please forget anything that you thought you knew about nutrition. Forget it all. Forget it all. Because if you bring baggage with you, you might not do it just right, okay? So forget anything that you thought you knew about nutrition and do what we ask you to, and you'll have great results. Okay, let's see. Jessica, if I can't join one evening, yeah. Jessica, every single night is recorded, and it will be in Lap 2 under the little task that's called Watch the 7 Nightly Webinars. And if you click there, you can just go to the night that you missed, and it will be right there. So we record everything that we do in case people can't join us live. We know everybody's busy and got life. Thank you, Patty. You're sweet. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to let y'all hop off. You're welcome, Sue. I'm so happy to be here doing it. I absolutely love this. It's changed my life. I lost 50 pounds. Thank you, Nicole. So thank you, Lynn. Thank you. Yeah, I wanted to lose 35 pounds. I lost 50. And I have now been maintaining that for 2 years. So let me tell you, this works. Thank you, Veranda. Now, if y'all want to, you can go over and watch Jason. Jason is awesome, and he's going to be doing the How I Overcame Food Addiction and Lost Weight webinar. Go into the pink online webinars tab and register and watch from there. Kim, you're welcome, Sandy. You're welcome, Stacy. Kim, I had to join late. How can I watch the first part? This is currently going to be uploaded to YouTube, and then I'm going to put it into the Lap 2 where it says watch the 7 nightly webinars. It's going to be right there. And then Sheila, awesome. Thank you, Sheila. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. Thank you, Pam. Thank you, Gina. Thank you, Phyllis. Yep, y'all go see Jason. Awesome, Peggy. Oh, I can't wait to see you tomorrow night too. That's awesome. You're welcome, Robert. All right, y'all go be inspired by Jason, okay? Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Darlene. Bye, everybody. Y'all, let's do this together. Stick together.